We're going to do Good Morning Running Back this week, and we've got to do some top 5 lists. These go viral. Last week, I gave my top 5 underrated quarterback list of all time. I'm still getting tweets about Jim Hart and Burt Jones. Let's get into the running back position, though, and let's start off this week with a GMRB list on the top 5 running backs under the age of 25. Under the age of 25, and let's start off with number 5 on my list, the Detroit Lions RB1, Mr. DAndre Swift. DAndre Swift is 23 years old, and he is coming off a big sophomore season. Though he had to miss 4 games and split carries with Javonte Williams, he still put over 1,000 yards from scrimmage. He had 617 yards on the ground, 5 touchdowns. He's one of the most talented pass catching backs in the league, second among running backs with both 62 catches and 452 yards last year. How about this? 17 total touchdowns in his first 2 seasons, and he has been on an offense that has not only struggled, but has changed a quarterback multiple times and does not have the same star power that some of his contemporaries do. I'm a huge DAndre Swift fan. I believe in year 3, he is going to put up huge numbers in a Detroit offense that is now in yet another year with their quarterback and some of their core players. Let's go to number 4, the big body in this one, the one that's going to bang you around. I'm going to Denver with Javonte Williams, the second-year running back for the Broncos. Javonte Williams had a breakout rookie season. Again, sharing carries with Melvin Gordon, and yet still put up 1,200 yards from scrimmage and had 7 touchdowns. It was a true 50-50 split with Gordon. Both guys had exactly the same carries, 203. Yet when Javonte touched the ball, people noticed, and that was the game. When they played the Cowboys down there in Dallas, everyone was like, who is number 33? Oh, that is an absolute beast out of the University of North Carolina. This guy averaged 4 yards per carry after contact. After contact, it's one of the most impossible players in the league to bring down. Now you add Russell Wilson. I think Javonte Williams is just getting started. In this one here against Kansas City, where he actually caught the ball, it was like, no, I'm not a one-dimensional goal line back. I can do it all. Again, 203 carries, and yet had over 1,200 yards of scrimmage. Javonte Williams is still just 22 years old. Who's number 3? Going to another 22-year-old, though he's entering the 3rd year of his career. Cam Akers, Los Angeles Rams. This might be a little high on some lists, considering he missed some time with injury last year, doesn't have the huge stats. But I go back to the way they were using him at the end of 2020, and Cam Akers is one of the most dynamic players, not just running backs, in this league. Akers, still just 22, was used out of the shotgun in a wildcat during the divisional round playoffs multiple times. And it was this version of Cam Akers that you're like, oh gosh, this guy has a whole other arsenal. Remember, he was a high school quarterback at the state of Mississippi. He is a gadget guy when you need him to be. He is a lead runner when you need him to be. He could be a wide receiver in the slot when you need him to be. Cam Akers suffered a preseason Achilles injury, still got back for their playoff run, still made an impact late. And I believe this year with a full offseason to recover, he could be in the contention for not only a Pro Bowl, but potentially first-team All-Pro with that Rams offense. Which leads us to number 2, the guy that actually was on the field last year and produced at that level, Mr. Naji Harris in Pittsburgh. Naji came in as a first-round pick with all the expectations and delivered, and then went above and beyond what expectations were. 1,200 rushing yards, 467 receiving yards, finishing second among all running backs in the league with yards from scrimmage. He also had 10 touchdowns, went to the Pro Bowl as an alternate in his rookie year. Here's the thing that I love. Led every running back with 74 catches out of the backfield, and led the entire NFL with 381 touches in his rookie year. Just getting started. This is an incredible stat if you consider the fact that it was his first time on an NFL gridiron. Naji's just getting started. I believe this was just year 1, and Matt Canada still is there as the offensive coordinator. And you could argue that Mitchell Trubisky or Kenny Pickett, either one of them, whoever's starting, is more mobile and can do more things out of the pocket than what Ben was doing last year. Naji Harris, so much respect for this guy. Huge personality, great face for the league, and will be the face of the Steelers' backfield for years to come. But the number 1 running back under 25 is my number 1 running back in the entire NFL. and that is Mr. Jonathan Taylor out of the University of Wisconsin. Taylor is still just 23 years old. That is scary stuff if you're an NFL defensive coordinator. This guy's not going anywhere. Led the league with 1,800 rushing yards, almost 600 more than the next closest player, which was Nick Chubb. Averaged nearly 6 yards per carry. Also had a league-leading 22 total touchdowns. Look at that gap. Now, I know that Derrick Henry got hurt, and there's going to be Derrick Henry folks out there saying, yeah, but what about Derrick Henry? What about... Fair. That's all fair. But when you're telling me you're leading the league by more than 600 yards and you're a second-year guy, what is Jonathan Taylor going to do this year? I shudder to think what this guy's about to do to the league. One of the smartest running backs in the league, one of the running backs with the best. It looks like he's Le'Veon Bell out there with the vision. He'll do that stutter step where he looks at the defense and then hits the hole, and he's nearly impossible to bring down. We had the gift of Hard Knocks during the season where we saw Jonathan Taylor in the running backs room taking fastidious notes, just an intellectual at the position, loves the sport, brilliant player who has the physical traits to match it. I don't think Jonathan Taylor is going anywhere. Let me take a look at the guys I didn't include. We can call these honorable mentions, or we could call these guys you just ain't good enough. Let's take a look at some of the running backs under 25 who did not make the cut. Here's the list of guys, if we've got them. The honorable mention / missed the cut list. I didn't include Miles Sanders, didn't include Antonio Gibson, David Montgomery not on the list, Josh Jacobs no, Eli Mitchell no. Go down the list. We also had 2 rookies that are going to get a lot of buzz in Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker. You can add in James Cook up in Buffalo. These guys aren't making my cut. Let's take a look at the guys who did. Here's my top 5 running backs under the age of 25. Whew! I love doing this. I love having Twitter tear it apart, but I also love when our co-hosts tear it apart. So, the first one who can have the honor, Mr. DeAngelo Hall, have at it. What'd you think of the list? Who'd I leave off, and where did I go wrong?
And Peter, first of all, amazing job. Amazing list, man. It's hard to pick just 5 names, and your list, I love everybody on your list, and so I don't want nobody at me. I feel like maybe I haven't seen enough of Cam Akers. I know he is a home run hitter, but everybody on your list I absolutely love. Can I see the full screen one more time of the guys that Peter didn't put? Because there were some names up there that perked my eyes up. I want the list that didn't make the cut because I see Miles Sanders, man. Miles Sanders has been really good. I'm not going to be a homer in San Antonio Gibson, so I'm cool leaving him off. But Josh Jacobs, come on. Elijah Mitchell, whoo. I mean, it's some dudes. Even the rookies, man. Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, they are going to be some dogs. But, man, Miles Sanders, Josh Jacobs, Mitchell, especially Mitchell, when you talk about how the 49ers run the football, how the Eagles were able to run the football last year, I know them guys going to be a little bit upset, Peter.
I really like your list, and you talk about it blowing up on Twitter. Last year, when I said take Jonathan Taylor with your first pick in your fantasy draft, people blew me up. When I said to take Naji Harris, people blew me up. Nobody remembers those. They remember that I told them to draft Allen Robinson in the 3rd round. But the other 2 guys, they don't remember. I really like that list. Javonte Williams, I think, would actually be a little bit higher if he didn't have to split time with Melvin Gordon in Denver. And I think that Antonio Gibson is also one of those players who would have a huge opportunity. Oh, and I would be remiss if I didn't mention, the Bears are going to have 4 new starters on the offensive line this season, a Mike Shanahan run-based system. I think he could jump into that list next season.
It's absolutely terrifying if you're not a Colts fan. Jonathan Taylor's 23 years old. He is going to be in our nightmares for many, many years to come. But Elijah Mitchell, DeAngelo, how you called this guy out, 24 in his rookie season as a 6th round pick. He averaged 100 yards from scrimmage per game. The only other running backs to do that were Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook, my guy Nick Chubb, and Alvin Kamara. So I'm really excited to see what he does this following year. Great list, Peter. That was awesome.
Thank you. J.K. Dobbins, got to see you off the injury. Ramondre Stevenson, we love what you did in New England. Naji Harris, we love you too. You can't all make the list. Guys, I appreciate this. Jonathan Taylor's our king, but a lot of feedback on Twitter already with Cam Akers being number 3. I know I'm a Rams homer. Stop it.